London Gatwick Tower. British Airways 23, runway 08, right, ready to go.
British Airways 23, cleared for takeoff runway 08, right.
Cleared for takeoff runway 08, right. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23, contact London Gatwick, departure on 129.02.
Going to 129.02. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23, turn right heading 148.
Turn right heading 148. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23, descend and maintain 7,000.
7,000. British Airways 23.
United 97, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7, United 97.
Turkish 12, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7. Turkish 12.
British Airways 44, contact London, center on 130.925.
Going to 130.925. British Airways 44.
British Airways 23, contact London, center on 126.075.
Going to 126.075. British Airways 23. London Center. British Airways 23. With you.
British Airways 23, London Center, roger. Aeroflot 91, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Gate 125.7, Aeroflot 91.
London Center, Turkish 23, with you. Turkish 23, London Center, roger. Turkish 1, 1. Climb and maintain 7,000.
7,000. Turkish 1, 1.
London, Centre, Thompson, 5, 5, with you. Thompson, 5, 5, London, Centre, Roger. British Airways, 2, 3, contact Paris, Centre on 125.7.
Going to 125.7. British Airways 23. Paris Center. British Airways 23 with you.
British Airways 23, Paris Centre, Roger. British Airways 23, contact Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach on 126.42.
Going to 126.42. British Airways 23. Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. British Airways 23 with you.
British Airways 23, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger.
Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, northwest, 9-3, with you.
Northwest 9-3, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger.
Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, United, 3-4, with you.
United 3-4, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger. American 2-6, turn left heading 2-1.
Turn left heading 2-1. American 2-6.
Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, Thompson, 4-0, with you.
Thompson 4-0, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger. Thompson 4-0, contact Paris Orly. Approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45, Thompson, 4-0.
Asiana 9-7, descend and maintain 13,000.
13,000, Asiana, 9-7.
Air Canada 8-7, climb and maintain 8,000.
8,000, Air Canada 8-7.
Qatar 8-9, descend and maintain 10,000.
10,000, Qatar 8-9.
Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. KLM 8-7, with you. KLM 8-7, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger. KLM 8-7, contact Paris Orly. Approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45, KLM 8-7.
Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, Air China, 5-9, with you.
Air China 5-9, Paris Charles de Gaulle. Approach. Roger. Air China 5-9, contact Paris Orly. Approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45, Air China 5-9.
Berlin 39, Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, roger. Air Berlin 39, contact, Crow, approach on 123.30.
Going to 123.3. Air Berlin 39.
Air Berlin 39, contact, Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45. Air Berlin 39.
Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, Scandinavia, 9-8, with you.
Scandinavian 9-8, Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, roger. Scandinavian 9-8, contact, Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45, Scandinavia, 9-8.
British Airways 2-3, contact, Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45. British Airways 23. Paris Orly, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 2-3, Paris Orly, approach, roger. British Airways 2-3, contact, Pompous Cormières and Versailles, approach on 118.80.
Going to 118.8. British Airways 23. Pompous Cormières and Versailles, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23. Pontus Camales on Vexel, approach, roger. British Airways 85. Descend and maintain flight level 160.
Descend and maintain flight level 16, British Airways 85.
British Airways 23. Contact Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach on 126.42.
Going to 126.42. British Airways 23. Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 2-3, Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, roger. British Airways 2-3, contact, Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45. British Airways 23. Paris Orly, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 2-3, Paris Orly, approach, roger. British Airways 2-3, contact, Pompous Cormières and Versailles, approach on 118.80.
Going to 118.8. British Airways 23. Pompous Cormières and Versailles, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23. Pontus Camales on Vexel, approach, roger. EasyJet 40, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7, EasyJet 40.
British Airways 23. Contact Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach on 126.42.
Going to 126.42. British Airways 23. Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 2-3, Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, roger. British Airways 2-3, contact, Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45. British Airways 23. Paris Orly, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, Paris Orly, approach, roger. Qantas 15, contact Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach on 126.42.
Going to 126.42. Qantas 15.
Paris Orly, approach Qantas 15 with
Qantas 15, Paris Orly, approach, roger. British Airways 23, contact Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach on 126.42.
Going to 126.42. British Airways 23. Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, Paris Charles de Gaulle, approach, roger. British Airways 23, contact Milan Rock, approach on 134.30.
Going to 134.3. British Airways 23. Melun Villaroche, approach. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, Milan de la Roque, approach, roger. Qantas 51, contact Paris Orly, approach on 124.45.
Going to 124.45. Qantas 51.
British Airways 23, contact Centre on 126.1.
Going to 126.1. British Airways 23. France Center. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, France, center, roger. Air Canada 79, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7. Air Canada 79.
Aeroflot 96, turn left heading 131.
Turn left heading 131, Aeroflot 96.
British Airways 23, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7. British Airways 23. Paris Center. British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, Paris Center, roger.
Paris, center, Qantas 38, with you.
Qantas 38, Paris Center, roger. Air China 85, descent maintain 7,000. 7,000, Air China 85. Asiana 10, turn left heading 329. Turn left heading 329, Asiana 10. Singapore 97, contact Saint, approach on 123.40.
Going to 123.4, Singapore 97.
Paris Center, Air China 67, with you. Air China 67, Paris Center, roger. Asiana 45, turn left heading 9. Turn left heading 9, Asiana 45. Emirates 43, contact Saint, approach on 123.40. Going to 123.4, Emirates 43. Asiana 15, contact Saint, approach on 123.40. Going to 123.4, Asiana 15. KLM 82, descend and maintain 12,000.
12,000, KLM 82.
Singapore 74, contact center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575, Singapore 74.
Turkish 58, turn left heading 46.
Turn left heading 46, Turkish 58.
British Airways 23, contact Saint, approach on 123.40.
Going to 123.4, British Airways 23. St. approach, British Airways 23, with you.
British Airways 23, St. Gian, approach, roger. EasyJet 12, contact Paris, center on 125.7.
Going to 125.7, EasyJet 12.
Air Canada 18, contact center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575, Air Canada 18.
Ryanair 29, contact center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575, Ryanair 29.
Finnair 59, contact center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575, Finnair 59.
Scandinavian 37, contact, center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575. Scandinavian 37.
Air China 10, climb and maintain 12,000.
12,000. Air China 10.
British Airways 65, turn left heading 79. Turn left heading 79, British Airways 65. British Airways 23, turn left heading 130.
Turn left heavy 13. British Airways 23.
Scandinavian 82, contact, center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575. Scandinavian 82.
Thompson 70, contact, Marsali, center on 124.5.
Going to 124.5. Thompson 70.
Turkish 20, contact, Chambry, center on 123.7.
Going to 123.7. Turkish 20.
Indonesia 24, contact, Marsali, center on 124.5.
Going to 124.5. Indonesia 24.
Turkish 98, turn left heading 75.
Turn left heading 75. Turkish 98.
British Airways 23, contact, center on 127.575.
Going to 127.575. British Airways 23. Center. British Airways 23. With you.
British Airways 23, center, roger. Turkish 95, contact, Switzerland, center on 134.025.
Going to 134.025. Turkish 95.
British Airways 23, turn right heading 172.
Turn right heavy 172. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23, turn right heading 177.
Turn right heavy 177. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23, contact, Lyon St. Exupéry, tower on 120.45.
Going to 120.45. British Airways 23.
British Airways 23. Clear to land runway 18 left.
Cleared to land runway 18 left. British Airways 23.